It is Randy for Thunderhorse Descendant. I'm here today, again, in the upstairs studio. This is our new life. Oh, we don't even have all our lights on. We should fix that. Today we are going to be taking a look at our project for the Badlands Design Challenge, okay? So it's going to be a bracelet, and I'm going to walk you through that, which shouldn't really take that long, really. But that's what we got going on today. So if you're new here, welcome in. If you're not new here, welcome back. Let's try to get back on these videos. Let's get down to the mat, get this party started. Alrighty guys, so let's get down to this mat here. Get everything settled in. So here we are. So my idea today is we're just going to make a cute little bracelet, and we're going to use everything from the kit. Now I am going to add 2 items from my stash. The first thing that I'm going to add here is this shank button. So this is a bronze shank button, and you could really use any button that you want. Why does this thing not want to focus? You could use any button that you want to. I would have preferred to have a red bronze button, but I don't, so here we are. I was going to use this really cute silver one that I had, but that just didn't seem appropriate. So here we are with our red bronze one, and it's just going to be a simple button bracelet. So let's jump on into that. First things first, I am going to be using the Softflex medium in the color copper, because that's what they've provided with the box. And I'm just going to get a little bit of this. We don't really need that much. Okay, we've got probably like 7 inches there, if that. Okay. So we are going to utilize from the Jesse James mix this little ring here. It seems pretty sturdy. And then I'm going to be utilizing these guys over here, the fat pyramids, if you will, the yellow fat pyramids. And some of these guys I'm going to sprinkle in. I would really like to use these, but I just don't, that's going to take up too much space on our bracelet. Maybe we'll make those the matching earrings. I don't know. So I'm adding from my stash the button and then some leather. So I'm just going to be using this round leather. This is from Taylor's Falls. As you can see, it's kind of like a multicolor situation. And we're just literally going to be using a little snippet of this to make it the end of our button bracelet. Now you could use flat leather if you wanted to. You could use round leather. This is a 1.5. You could use a 2, a 1.5. I wouldn't suggest over a 2. If you do, it's going to get kind of bulky looking. So maybe not that, but here we go. We're also going to utilize the crimps that Softflex provided. So I'm going to get a couple of those out. These crimps are size 2. That is the size that you use with their medium beading wire, since that's why they sent it along. And I'm going to need to get some copper jump rings out here. Which ones are we going to use? Let's go with these. Now, I'm going to attach my button on with a jump ring, a copper C jump ring. If you've been around Thunderhorse Descendant, you know it's basically like oval, but it's a little more, okay, it's a little more round than an oval, but it still has the cut like at the C point. So I'm going to do that. Now, if you didn't have this, another thing you could do is you could utilize your horseshoes and just run those through. I would suggest putting a horseshoe on the button, especially since it's a button bracelet. That wire right there is going to get a lot of wear, and the tension on the bracelet is going to be constantly pulling on it. So I don't normally use horseshoes when I am stringing with Softflex because you don't really need to. They have an extra coating. But for the button particularly, I would add one. But that's why I'm just going to put mine on a jump ring. So, first things first, I'm just going to open this up and I'm going to put my button on there. Okay. I'm going to zoom out my camera a little bit because it seems to be wanting to be kind of funky today. All right, so I'll put that on there. We're going to make sure that's closed up really well. And then I'm going to put on my crimp tube, and I'm just going to run this wire through the jump ring. And back through the crimp tube. I was just scooting him back so I didn't waste a lot of wire. Trying to get him on there. Okay, and now we're going to crimp it. So I'm just going to put him in there, spin, and, oop, and roll. Spin and roll. There we go. And the crimp is good. Okay, and now we can start stringing. So basically what we're going to do, this is the button, we're going to string until we get however much we want to put on there to this little ring. Now, it is important to note that we are going to put leather onto the ring, and it's going to cause us to have like a few inches of extra length to our bracelet. So we're really probably not going to get that many beads on here if you ask me. I'm going to start with this copper one. I'll make sure he doesn't go over the top of that crimp. Oh, he looks pretty good. Okay, so I want to use these little fat pyramids because I like them. And I'm going to put a couple of those on there. And I'm going to transition into this little guy here, this lapis and brass one. I think I'll go with this one. Then into these coppery colored little guys, little check glass. I'm debating if I want to put one of them on there. I think I will. I'll put one of those on there. Let me put a spacer inside there. It's really just however you feel in the moment. Okay. So I might put on a few more of these guys, but basically, okay, this is how we're looking. pretty cute. There's really no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing here. I'm just doing how I feel at the moment. I might be getting a little wild, to be honest with you. No, it's not too bad. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish off with another one of these guys. And then, so how I'm going to finish it, so this is what I got. Is I'm going to put on my crimp tube. I'm going to crimp right on to this little round guy. Okay, let's put him on there. I'm going to run him back. Now I can already tell you that this bracelet will probably be a little too big for me, but I wanted to put those beads on there. That's okay. I have a very small wrist. It's like 6 inches or something. 6 1/4. Okay, so we're gonna just twist that up. We want to make sure everything's sitting okay. I want everybody to have enough room. Come in here, crimp this. Oop. Why are you twisting on me? Little twister upper. Struggle real today. Alright, we got her. Okay, get that cut. So now here's your bracelet. Now honestly, if this were to fit me, that would probably have to, I just have to put an ending on it, because my wrist is very small. But we're gonna go in with this leather. Okay, now I do want it to be, I don't know if I want it to be more on the red side. I kind of do. So I'm going to grab a little, I'm going to cut off a little bit of this brown. Now I'm still going to use this. Don't freak out. It's fine. I just want to get to the red part. Okay. So then all we're going to do is we're just going to lark's head knot this onto the end. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay. I'm doing my best not to pull, you know, like super tight on this ring, because I don't know the makeup of this ring. I don't know too much about it, so I just want them to be on there good. Okay, once I got him where I want him, I am gonna go in with a little dot of this Loctite super glue. Okay. And I'm gonna go right underneath this little, ooh, that's too much. We'll be getting crazy, Carol. I was getting a little bit crazy, but it's too late now, so I just gotta let it dry. If you get crazy, don't try to touch it, because you're gonna pull the color off your leather. Okay, you just gotta go with your craziness. You've done this to yourself. It's fine. So we'll let that dry up a little hot minute. In the interim, we can get our charm together. And I'm gonna put this guy on there with I don't know if this guy's might be a little bit fat. Let's check it out. Oh no, he's gonna make it just fine. Okay. Put him on the ring. Okay, and then I would also like to do a bead over here. It seemed like a lot. You could also put it wherever you want. I wanted to do one of these, but I know if I do that, it's gonna knock up against that metal. So I don't know. The only one I really have is this one that's smaller, and I didn't really work him in very good. So I did want to do a bead, but I don't think that I can at this point, as far as like, because it's going to knock up against this. So I changed my mind on that. And now to finish off, all you do is you're going to tie, make sure your glue is dry. Okay, you're going to tie an overhand knot in here. Now, the only thing about the overhand knot is that you got to make sure your button is going to fit through there. So you just put your button in there. Okay. Make sure that it fits. Okay, and then you're going to tighten up this knot. Now you don't want it to be too tight and you don't want it to be too loose. If it's too loose, number one, you're going to get a lot of extra space on your bracelet. If it's too tight, your button's not going to fit through there. Okay? Because this is what's going to hold your button on the bracelet. Okay? Now let's say you don't like this lark's head knot. You wouldn't have to do a lark's head knot on here. You could do an overhand knot if you don't like the way that this is looking. Okay? That's completely up to you. Now let's say you're like, okay, that's great, but it's kind of small. Okay? That's fine. Let me see if it fits me. Which it does. I would say this is a me size, okay? So, I have a pretty small wrist, as I mentioned. So, what you can do to add an additional size is you just go down here and you make another knot. Okay? You make it about the same space as the first one. And now you have a multiple size option button bracelet. Okay? Just like that. Now, you can put beads on the end. We don't have, well, these large ones might work. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, those will work. Let's put those on there. Okay, you're just going to tie a little tiny overhand knot here. You might have to get your plier involved. Same on the other side. You could use those blue ones too if you wanted. These ones here. Up to you. Okay. Now, if you squish up this end over here, that don't matter because you just pull these beads down. That's going to tighten your knots. Because what you're going to do is you're going to, after you get your knots where you want them, you can hit them with a little bit of glue You're going to go in, you're going to cut these at an angle, cut them off. That one might have been a little bit short, I ain't even gonna lie. Better put some glue on that one. I leave a little bit, but I'll put a little glue on this one. Cut these a little bit. I got a little wild, but remember what I said about being wild? You just gotta go with it. Just gotta go with it. Alright. So, once this gets relaxed, okay, it'll be going pretty good. Now I know you're thinking, okay, Randy, but what if I want to wear it on the small size? Then I have all this hoopla at the bottom. Okay, because like, let's say you have a little wrist like me. That's fine. You just bring it up here to the front. There's two things you can do. Okay, bring it up here to the first size. If you're making these for shows, you can also show people how to do this. Okay, another thing you can do is, first of all, if you didn't want this, what you're going to do is you're going to cut right there above the knot. This is going to give you a little bit of tail. You can cut that at an angle. You can tell them to do this at home. Put it in there and then cut this one. Then you're going to have just a regular bracelet like it normally would be. You wouldn't have all this hoopla on the end. Or you can put this in there and then you can fold this one up over the top. Okay, to create a locking motion, to lock it on like that. Okay, now I don't normally have a big pendant right here, but you can still use it as a locking motion. And all this is going to relax once you start wearing it and warms up with the body temperature. Okay, so that is an option that you can show people. If you didn't have this pendant right here, it would just look like this. Like if it was just beads, you know, it would literally just look like this, like it was supposed to be that way, right? Which is also pretty cute if you ask me. So there is options with that. Okay, so we're gonna undo this. Those are your options. I will get you a measurement. Okay, on the first setting, yeah, we have 6.5, just barely, a little bit under a 6 1/4, because that's my wrist size. Okay, oh, he's so cute, you guys. And then to the larger, so this is what I'm talking about this button getting a lot of wear. That's why I put it on that big fat jump ring. Okay, you're gonna want to use a big fat one, a thick one, a thick one. If you're going to use the button situation, because look how the tension is on the bracelet when you have it on. There's always going to be tension there. So I suggest, my personal opinion allegedly, if you are just going to do wire, use a horseshoe to help, right? Okay, second one, I would say comfortably 7.5. Okay, 7.5. Now, also, just to bring this up, which I'll probably make a couple more of these, this can always be modified. So let's say you have a larger wrist, your wrist is 7.5, 8 inches, you know, already. So to be modified, you would just add more beads on this side, right? So when we originally measured this was about 6 inches without the ending on. So this is 6. So if you needed more, you wanted more beads, you would just maybe add another inch of beads here, and then you would be able to get the size that you want. Again, you can add more of these little guys down here if you want to. That's really up to you how much leather you want to add, but you can always add more beads. It doesn't just have to be halfsies. You could also add multiple strands of beads. I didn't with this one because I didn't really have what I felt was a smaller set of beads. Like this one would be my main, you know, this is kind of what I wanted my main focus to be. If I would to do another, I might have done like maybe some smaller seed beads or something to that effect, but we didn't really have that. So I'm just going with this one. But I do think that these guys, super cute. So there you go. There's a project for you. It's actually really easy and fast once you get to going on these. This pendant is really cute as a focal charm for the bracelet. These would make really cute earrings as well. And I do have 2 little pyramids left. I don't know, that's kind of a lot. But there you go. Okay. Alright guys, I hope you are enjoying these videos. Hopefully we'll be getting back on regular scheduled video programming. We'll see. Let me know down in the comments if you like this type of bracelet, if you've made one, what do you think about it, all the ins and all the outs. Let it down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share, do all the things. Whatever you can do to interact with the channel is good for us, and we appreciate you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.